So today, we're going to look at something that's, well, it's more than just a strategy. We're diving deep into a fundamental shift in how we even think about value in the digital world. We're going past the code, past the design, and into the very blueprint of what makes a customer feel something, what makes them stick around, and what ultimately makes them tell their friends about you. Today, we are exploring the architecture of delight.
Yeah, that right there is the quiet crisis happening on screens all over the world right now. It's a silent exodus, and it's not driven by bugs or missing features or even the price tag. It's driven by an emotional void. See, in an age where you have infinite choices, just being functional isn't enough anymore. A product can work perfectly, but if it doesn't deliver any kind of emotional spark, no connection, it just becomes invisible. And that invisibility, that feeling of nothing, is the most dangerous competitor you will ever face.
Okay, so how do we tackle this? We've broken our journey down into 6 parts. First, we'll diagnose the problem, the emptiness of perfection. Then we'll look at the crisis that pretty much forced everyone's hand. After that, we'll pop the hood on the machine that actually builds loyalty, the dopamine variance engine, and the science behind why it works so well. Then we'll give you the blueprint to build it yourself before we land on the final really powerful takeaway, the pull toward value.
All right, let's kick things off with a paradox that honestly keeps some of the best product teams up at night. How can a product that is perfectly functional, totally frictionless, and technically flawless also be completely, utterly forgettable? This right here is the trap of modern product development.
Well, this trap actually has a name, the utility illusion. It's this super seductive, logical, and totally false belief that if you just do what you promised, if your app works as advertised, then you've earned loyalty. And, for years, that was kind of true. But today, working as advertised isn't a feature. It's the price of admission. It's just background noise. And your customers have gotten really, really good at tuning it out.
And this is where things get really interesting, because this isn't just about changing tactics, it's a whole shift in philosophy. The old way was purely transactional. You fulfill a contract, good is the goal, and you satisfy the customer. Check the box. But the new way, it's all about relationship. It's understanding that you have to create an experience. It knows that good is just table stakes, and to build a real connection, the unexpected is absolutely required. You gotta stop satisfying people and start surprising them. So you might think this shift happened gradually, right? A few smart people in a boardroom. No way. This wasn't some gentle evolution. It was forged in a crisis, a very specific moment in time that basically blew up decades of strategy and forced the whole industry to find a brand new way to compete.
On this timeline, wow, it just lays it all out. In 2024, what's known as the feature parity crisis just detonated. AI got so good that any company's killer feature, the one they spent a year and millions of dollars on, could be cloned by a competitor in days. The moats that used to protect businesses, they just evaporated. By the middle of the year, growth went flat, even while companies were spending a fortune to get new customers. The feature arms race was over, and everybody lost. The only way forward, which started in 2025, was to stop competing on what a product did and start competing on how it made you feel. And the results of this pivot, they weren't just good, they were staggering. The data was undeniable. Brands that stopped chasing features and instead focused on the neurobiology of surprise, this thing we're going to talk about called reward prediction errors, they saw their referral rates jump by 500%. Just let that sink in for a second. This wasn't just a small marketing lift. It was proof of a whole new engine for growth, and it was powered by real human connection. It was proof that loyalty isn't bought, it's triggered.
Okay, so how do you trigger it? This isn't about random luck or just, being nice. It's a deliberate, repeatable system. It's an engine designed to create a very specific and powerful chemical reaction in your users' brains. So let's pop the hood and see how it works.
So this engine, the dopamine variance engine, it runs in 4 distinct stages. First, you have to establish the expectation baseline. You need to know exactly what a user expects to happen at every single step. Second, you find their milestones, not your goals, but their little wins. Third, and this is the core of it all, is the variable reward injection. And finally, you create reciprocity momentum, making it super easy for them to share that good feeling. But let's really zoom in on stage 3, because this is the heart of the whole thing. The reward has to be variable and unpredicted. Why? Because predictability is the enemy of delight. As soon as a user knows a reward is coming, it's not a reward anymore. It's an expectation. The magic is in the surprise. Think about it. It's not a predictable 10% discount. It's an AI-generated message that celebrates exactly what you just accomplished, or unlocking a hidden feature you never even knew was there. The key principle is this. It has to be something the user didn't ask for, and more importantly, had absolutely no reason to expect.
Okay, so that's the how, but this all leads to the big question. Why? Why is the unexpected part so powerful? Why does a tiny surprise feel so much bigger than a large expected reward? The answer isn't in a marketing textbook. It's actually hardwired into our brains. It's about how we evolved to learn and to find value in the world. It all comes down to a scientific principle called reward prediction error, or RPE for short. See, our brain is basically a prediction machine. It's constantly guessing what's going to happen next. When something happens exactly as we predicted, the brain's response is pretty minimal. It's just business as usual. But when the outcome is better than we predicted, when we get a reward we didn't see coming, our brain's reward system just floods with dopamine. And this isn't just about feeling good. It's a powerful learning signal that screams, pay attention, this is important. It literally sears that moment and the brand that gave it to you into your long-term memory. And this chart just shows it perfectly. Look at that. The dopamine hit from an expected reward, it's a little flicker. Now look at the response from an unexpected one. It's not even close. It's exponentially bigger. This is the neurological gap between, meh, that was nice, and a powerful, unforgettable emotional peak. It's the reason a surprise $5 coffee from a friend feels so much better than the $100 gift card you knew you were getting for your birthday. And this whole dopamine thing gets supercharged by another cool psychological trick our brains play on us, the peak end rule. What this rule says is that we don't remember our experiences as a total average of every single moment. Our memory is way more dramatic than that. It basically just grabs onto two things: the most emotionally intense moment, the peak, and the very end. So a single powerful, unexpected moment of delight doesn't just make an experience a little better, it can become the entire memory of that experience, coloring everything else around it in a positive light. All right, so we've got the problem, we've got the science behind the solution. Now for the fun part. How do you actually do this? This isn't just some abstract philosophy. It's a practical engineering discipline. So let's walk through the exact steps to build these moments of delight. And the framework is actually pretty simple, just 3 steps. First, you have to map the nothing moments in your user's journey. Second, you architect the variance, you actually design the surprise. And third, you automate the spark, building a system that can deliver these moments perfectly at scale. Now, step 1 is maybe the most important mindset shift. You have to stop looking where everyone else is looking. Stop obsessing over your main features where users already have high expectations. Instead, you need to become an archaeologist of the mundane. Hunt for the nothing moments, the loading screens, the billing receipts, the password reset pages. These are the forgotten corners of your product where a user's expectation is literally 0. And that 0 expectation baseline, that is the perfect launchpad for an incredible surprise. Okay, so once you've found those nothing moments, it's time for steps 2 and 3, architecting and automating. When you architect the variance, you have to think bigger than just discounts. A discount is a transaction. True delight gives someone a new identity. It makes them feel like an insider, like they have status. Then you automate that spark. And this isn't about being robotic. It's about using the data you already have, like usage milestones or anniversaries, to trigger these really personal moments at a scale no human team ever could. It's about getting the right surprise to the right user at the perfect time. So let's pull all of this together. We've gone from a crisis to brain science to an engineering framework. What's the one big idea we need to walk away with from all this? It's this unexpected delight. It's not some fluffy, nice-to-have marketing thing. It's the precise intersection where the cold, hard logic of data, all your metrics on retention and churn, meets the warm, messy, unchanging reality of human neurobiology. The data tells you it's a smart investment, but the human truth is way simpler. We are wired for connection, we are built to remember the unexpected, and we are loyal to the products that make us feel seen. And really, that leaves you with one question to ask yourself about your own work. Look at your product, your company. Is it just a utility? A cold, efficient tool that does a job and then fades into the background? Or is it a partner, an ally in your user's journey that doesn't just help them get something done, but actually celebrates their success with them? A small, unexpected surprise is the clearest signal you can possibly send that you are the latter. And this really reframes everything. It's the perfect way to end.
Growth isn't linear, it's learned. For decades, we've all been obsessed with pushing people through funnel. But this new discipline shows us a much more powerful truth. The best marketing doesn't push. It creates an experience so valuable, so delightful, and so fundamentally human that it pulls people towards you and turns your users into your most passionate advocates.